Good morning. Yo, 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 yo,
Good
yo.
morning.
What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome to
The lightweight.
Hey.
The lightweight. The lightweight good morning show.
Oh, I like the oh.
Yeah, just doing a little something. But thank you so much for joining us.
Wait.
Tuning in is
Wait. I gotta finish my part. You do
man.
all you do all the good stuff. Can I do a little something?
Sure.
I'm man, and sitting across from me is woman.
Just two genders.
The one that just hit the note. The oh. Well, if this is your first time, we are excited to dive right in. We have a book of majesticness sitting in front of us.
And if this is your first time and you would like to join, we always welcome you to open up your Bibles with us so that we can jump into the Word with one another.
Hey, you want to know something funny?
What?
I just miraculously turned the Bible and it flipped to Ezekiel. So go ahead and can you join me in the book of Ezekiel? Ezekiel, everyone? Whoa, Ezekiel is on fire. Oh, it's going in the King James Version. Okay, Ezekiel. Let's go ahead and turn to the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel 23 to be exact. I was going to go to Ezekiel 23 later in the verses like 21 to 40. But I wanted to confirm the actual chapter that I was in, so I turned the page over.
So what chapter are you in?
23. And I like to read the top of the Bible. We both do, prior to actually getting into the nitty gritty of the word. And the top of the Bible says whoredoms in Egypt in the book of Ezekiel. So it's about to get real. I can feel it. Can you feel it? I guess when she said, I guess she can feel it. So what does yours say? Are you still looking for the book of Ezekiel? Ezekiel 23? What does yours say at the top?
No, actually mine says Ohola and Oholiba.
Oh, okay, I know what that meant. but yeah. So let's see what's going on in Egypt.
So okay, so this is why mine says Ohola and Oholiba. Because as for the names, Ohola is Samaria and Oholiba is Jerusalem.
Son of man, there were two. Okay. So let's go ahead and dive right into 23. It says the word.
Oh, by the way, it's in the middle of the Bible. If you don't know where it is, just to give you a little bit of background, it's right after Jeremiah and right before Hosea. All right. So we're chapter 23.
23.
Ezekiel verse 1.
And if you read out the King James Version, that is 10:17. We ain't talking about Gucci. So, 23 says, the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother. Okay. 2 women, 1 mama. Okay, mama. And it says, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. There were their breasts pressed, and they were bruised in teats of their virginity. Okay, so wait. Let's talk about this real quick. Off the rip, I'm not sure, but it's saying that they committed whoredom in their youth. So it's saying 2 daughters, 1 mama committed whoredom in their youth. Where did they learn that from? According to what we've just read thus far. Two daughters, 1 mama, whoredom in their youth. Virginity taken away from them. Where did they learn that? You know what I mean? Who put them up to that? Who didn't protect them from that particular spirit? So that's something to think about. If we have to protect our young women, you know what I mean? Because this woman, the mother, and 2 young daughters, the Bible doesn't say that, it says they committed whoredoms. So this was multiple times, not just promiscuousness and, just being a little fast for their age. They committed whoredoms with an S. And that's something that we got to consider. We have to protect our youth. And we have to be mindful that they pick up on things that we think, oh, they not paying attention, or, oh, they don't know what's going on around here. You know what I mean? So it's very important that we do respectful things. Back then, adults used to do adult things around adults, whether it was good or bad, but they still had a mind to keep it out of the sight of children. You know what I mean? So I want to know, where did these young girls learn this spirit of whoredom? Because that's all it is a spirit.
I'll continue to read. They played the whore in Egypt, and they played the whore in their youth. Their breasts were caressed there, and their virgin bosoms were fondled. Oholah was the name of the elder, and Oholibah was the name of her sister. They became mine, and they bore sons and daughters. As for their name, Oholah is Samaria, and Oholibah is Jerusalem. Oholah played the whore while she was mine. She lusted after her lovers and Assyrian warriors, clothed in blue, governors and commanders, all of them handsome young men, mounted horsemen. She bestowed her favors upon them, the choicest men of Assyria, all of them, and she defiled herself with all the idols of everyone whom she lusted. She did not give up her whorings that she had practiced since Egypt, for in her youth men had lain with her, and fondled her virgin bosom, and poured out their lust upon her. Therefore I delivered her into the hands of her lovers, into the hands of the Assyrians, for whom she lusted. These uncovered her nakedness, they seized her sons and her daughters, and they killed her with a sword. Okay. Judgment was executed upon her, and she became a byword among women.
So, let's just wrap it up there, because there's so much going on, and it's so powerful, and all of this was a generational thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because that spirit went to her kids as well. So, in a way, we have to realize, where did she learn these things? Or how come she wasn't protected in her young age? Because it kept referencing in her youth. Mm-hmm. So, and the mother alone is not to blame. Where was the father? You know what I mean? The Bible doesn't talk about the father in this particular, because she didn't bear these kids on her own. This isn't Mary, So that's why it's important that we remain vigilant of our youth, especially our young precious girls out here, because the spirit of lust is raging within men that do not believe what we believe. So we must protect them, and we must impute in them the dangers. We must alert them to the dangers of the world, and this was a very interesting passage, and it's unfortunate, her death. You know what I mean? How she was turned over. That lustful, dark spirit was the death of her, and how she died. It's like, wow, they slew her with swords. You know what I mean? So it just goes to show, you cannot fulfill or satisfy the spirit of lust. These people were so lustful that just having sex with her wasn't enough. They had to kill her. So therefore, those people desired something even more dark, and that was raping her and sleeping with her. That ain't enough. I have to go ahead. I got to go all the way. It's in that spirit really does exist. For example, think about Ted Bundy. It wasn't enough for Ted Bundy to just rape the women. First he seduced them by being shy. He followed them. He learned their routine, their schedules. And then he would wine and dine them and be this nice, charming guy. And that's why the Bible is against charming. The old saying is, a man will charm to disarm. He got their guards down. And then he would become this vicious predator, that he would not only rape him, he would kill him. And that spirit goes all the way back, according to what the Bible's saying. That same spirit that was in Ted Bundy were in the men in Egypt that slew this woman with the sword. It wasn't enough to just sleep with her. They had to kill her, And it's so unfortunate. All this whoredom spirit, her future, her destiny was written when she was a child. And it's like, wow. So what happened to her sister? You know what I mean?
She was more corrupt than she was.
And that's sad. The sister was more corrupt than the one that was slew by a sword.
And that's the same that we see in America.
Yeah.
America is more corrupt.
Yeah.
America is Oholiba.
Yeah.
America is more corrupt than her sister, Ojalá.
And it's imperative. It is very important that, this spirit exists. You can say, oh, I trust my daughter. That's fine. But the Bible tells us to try every spirit. You might trust your daughter, but the male.
God trusted Moses, and Moses trusted his people that he delivered from Egypt. But what did the Egyptians do?
Absolutely.
Those people he delivered to the Hebrews, they went on and they praised other gods, and they became whores.
Absolutely.
They became whores by seeking other idols.
And then they actually, why did you bring us out here to die?
Mm-hmm.
We were better off in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they were saying, which is understandable because that's all they knew. But, in today's time, and we was talking about this prior to cranking up the morning show. America is self-destructing.
That's funny because we were literally just talking about this.
America is self-destructing.
How it's not enough for America. It's not enough to be a whore, but they have to be slaughtered and killed as well.
Killed. Mm-hmm. And then the unfortunate thing about it in today's time, we promote.
And they're going to be taken over.
We promote this spirit. Mm-hmm. We reward it. We look at the music. Look at the music videos. Mm-hmm. Look at the language of rap. The culture of this music promotes whoredom, the clothing, the performances, and our kids are doing God knows what out of your permission.
So those of you who are following along, what we've just read is the things that the people were doing in Samaria, the things that the people were doing that is similar to what the things that people are doing in America. I mean, it's the people, and America as a whole is considered what is the worst corrupted sister, lusting and whoring and worse than her sister. And it's the same, and it is very deep because we see it in the Bible how so many books in the Bible, God speaks to a prophet and asks them, why has that city as a whole been a horror?
And just to finish it off, if we skip down to 17, it said, and the Babylonians came to her in the bed of love, and they defiled her with whoredom, and she was polluted with them, and her mind was alienated from them. So she discovered her whoredoms and discovered her nakedness. Then my mind was alienated from her, like as my mind was alienated from her sister. Yet she multiplied her whoredoms in calling the remembrance the days of her youth. Within she had played the harlot in the land of Egypt. For she died upon their palmers, whose flesh is as the flesh of the asses, of whose issued is like the issues of horses. So it's just like, to close it out, because we're about to get ready to stop. It's imperative. It is important that we protect our youth.
And because it's before your time, it's generations before your time.
The spirit is
and this goes all the way, as we can see, this goes all the way before the time of Jesus in Samaria and Jerusalem, and before, I mean, we see it how God, delivered those people, delivered the Hebrews, and in that spirit is way, it goes back thousands of years.
Absolutely. So thank you for tuning in today. We have to look out for one another. We have to encourage one another. We have to protect one another, because the spirit of whoredom is not humane. It's not of human. It's of Satan. So therefore we must continue to cast it out and rebuke it. And that's all that we have for today. I'm man, and sitting across from me is woman. We must combine and we must come together, because where two or three are touch and agree, God is in the midst. We love you as always. We're out.
Bye.
Stay tuned. Have a great weekend.